Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. No, I didn't. Del, can you change the title for this? Thanks, Swaff. Thanks, Del. Okay, so we've gotten through all of the really monotonous stuff. The first choice I made was to not find the 256s in this fight here. Or not, I think, is it 2? Yeah, there's 2 256s you can get. So, I just found the crits. So I found an 18 HP Pikachu, and then I got crit twice here. So there's theoretically some time we could save by finding earlier crits and Gen 1 misses from Pikachu's end. But that's the fast outcome, so it's not that much time lost to get this. Yeah, the lag frames when Pikachu does anything are hilarious. This is all pretty standard, except that we've manipulated goalie to not interfere with us. .333 Mart entrance, with timing the intro sequence. We walk down this way, so that we can manip the encounterless section here. And goalie to not interfere with us again. And again encounterless there. And encounterless there. That section's actually pretty elegantly done. The mashing on those text boxes looks pretty cool. So, I'm pretty proud of that. Okay, coming up is the first mistake, quote-unquote, of the run. I have to buy a third item later because I don't buy a third Pokeball. Buying a third Pokeball here could let me fill up my inventory faster. But as it is, the 2-ball buy let me find a pretty nice Nidoran. So there might be not much doing with the whole intro anyway, because it would be difficult to find this Nidoran earlier because of the way DSum works. That's part of manipulating the Nidoran. As is that. As is all of this. And there we go. Manip catch. And this is where the run is officially better than anything conceivable in RTA. It's a F-C-E-F, which is hex for 15 attack, 12 defense, 14 speed, 15 special. Now, we did a similar pause manip to find this Pidgeotto, which has terrible stats, which means that its Sand Attack fails, Pikachu criticals, Sand Attack fails again, Pikachu criticals, then Pidgeotto Gust crit kills Pikachu. Swap Nido in. Tank a Gust crit, putting us at 5 HP, which will be very useful for getting red bar, and getting a 1 in 39 tackle there. Dude, thanks for the sub there, Azure Ninja. Yeah, again, the Pikachu death cries are hilarious. Swap up Horn Attack, frame perfectly, and then crit it. Get String Shot fail. And clean up with a non-crit Horn Attack. Pokemon sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. We get crit tackle here, allowing us to get it hit into red bar, which gives us a death cry skip on this Metapod. And then we finish it off with Horn Attack. Now we manip no encounters through the rest of the forest here. Again, we're like seriously in this is completely impossible time territory. It would not in any conceivable realm be possible to come into this fight around the 9:15 mark in RTA. So we get a crit there and a normal tackle hitting us to 4 HP, and that 4 HP is very important because it lets us get a red bar level up there. Then we intentionally let this encounter happen so that we can red bar the flyer catch. And you can see I'm running out of Pokeballs now, which is not actually what we would really want to do. Ideally, we would Ideally, we would have a slot used up with that Pokeball. So ideally, we would have bought more. Exiting the forest at a good 10 minutes, you know, that's pretty normal. 10-minute forest exits. The walk there is part of my Sand Shrew manip, which you're about to see. So Diglett Scratch is not really anything difficult to manip, but the Horn Attack crit had to be manipped. Thanks, Kev. Then we had to manip a high roll crit Horn Attack here into this Scratch Gen 1 miss into Horn Attack 1 in 39 critical, which is about a 1 in 390 chance. On top of the 1 in 256. So that fight is a 1 in, like, 100,000. Harder than that, because of the first one, or like, high roll. Which is probably like a 7 in 30. So it's probably like a 1 in 500,000 fight. On its own. Double kick critical here is to, and then we found the tackle miss. And then we get buyed intentionally into double kick critical. I should revise this because we could make it so that we don't get into red bar on this third kick. That would save a few frames. Like, it would save 5 frames if we could find a way to low roll the first double kick. But finding a frame where you get buyed into double kick critical is not easy, because it's like a 1 in 40. Yeah. It's 1 in 100,000 on top of the high roll. Because it's high roll into 1 in 39 critical into 1 in 2... Or, sorry. It's high roll into 1 in 256 into 1 in 390. So it's closer to like 1 in 400,000 or 500,000 overall. Okay, so we Horn Attack crit here so that we can finish with a double kick shake. And we let ourselves get hit by a crit tackle. That means that we'll keep red bar the whole rest of this section without having to take more damage. And then we just keep critting Horn Attack. Thanks, Norms. We're gonna need it, dude. We're gonna need some pretty good luck this run. Double kick cannot kill in one shake with a critical, sadly. But this Horn Attack critical into Rat Miss into double kick 1 in 39 critical, I think. That was a cool fight to route. Certainly the best luck recorded in any yellow run today. Nobody has tasked English Glitchless before. crit there. This is a 1 in 39 roll. Hey, Alan. How are you? That's a critical. That's what I was talking about with the, exactly keeping red bar through this route with the critical earlier. Then we actually have to get a 1 in 39 critical on this Metapod for double kick to not need to critical on that shake. Because it does exactly 2 damage. Unless you want a 1 in 39 the double kick. Had to A press to get rid of an encounter there. Now this deposits per... Oh, no, wait, no, we don't deposit. I'm dumb. We don't deposit here. I'm an idiot. So, we don't get the rare candy or the escape rope. Escape rope wouldn't help us at all. And we don't need the rare candy because we don't really need any rare candies except the one I ended up accidentally needing to use because I didn't buy a 7th X speed. Kev, did you hear about this? We needed 7x speeds. I forgot about Viridian Rival. I ended up being able to fix it with a rare candy, though. Yeah, the Kadabra barely outsped me because I didn't have the experience that the Japan run does. So, I was able to fix it by using a rare candy before Rhydon. Or not Rhydon, before Rhyhorn. And, yeah, that barely fixed it. So we crit the Grimer here, and then get crit Pound, and then we can use Tackle to kill. Yeah, because we're doing it on a single IGT frame, we don't have to worry about aligning a bunch of different IGT frames. So we can do weird things with that. Yeah. Yeah, like what Storms... Because we don't have a single IGT frame to work with, it's much more difficult. We're having to use some tackles here because we're running low on horn attacks. In a revised run, I might be able to kill the Metapod with a tackle instead of a horn attack earlier when I was in the forest. Or do something else possibly with a double tackle maybe. So there's some potential to improve that slightly. Like 1 or 2 text boxes. This horn attack is manipulated to crit. That double kick critical killing is very difficult to find. This is exact red bar again. The 11 and 54. We maniped that with the pound critical. And then this tackle critical had to be like a 1 in 39 roll or something. And watch the timer here. Oh, it was like 20 minutes. Interesting. There's some there's some stuff with that, you know. You can take the concepts that are involved in IGT tracking a lot further. I like the meme that is these NPC movements. I barely bonk on both of them. I could not find better movement. It was so dumb. Slot 1 Pikachu deposit is always fun. Right, but Storms, the problem is, like, imagine in the future when you, like, let's say just in the future, you have a controller that goes into a legitimate game, and as it's going into the legitimate game, it also goes into an emulator that can tell you everything you should keep trying to do from the rest of the run, right? Like, imagine that. Instead of just the concept of IGT tracking with a program. Because it's basically the same concept. You're feeding the data of what you're doing in the run into a tool. There's like a line that's very hazy there. Yeah, double crit the Goldeen. And then we manipulate an interesting fight here. We should manip more tackle misses on this fight when I do it again. But I wasn't trying too hard. Yeah, Swath, we delay evolution for a very specific reason here, and you'll find out very soon. Non-super effective crit Bubble Beam hits us to exactly 1. Also, we can do that. That's the first example in the run of fast menuing from TAS. Stringflow found that menuing technique. Yeah, the late Nidoking strat works out really well. And it lets us get Bubble Beam, which makes this section of the run ridiculously easy. Crit Bubble Beam. Super effective Bubble Beam. Yeah, sorry guys. Sorry about the drop frames. I think this is like a... Oh yeah, we take a specific amount of damage there from the quick attack. Like a 1 in 39 on that Bubble Beam or something crazy like that. And then this double kick is a 1 in 39 critical for a 1 shake. So now it looks like we're about 4 minutes ahead of a good run here, but we've also beat Misty already. And we've already centered in Cerulean. Both of these Pokemon die easily to a non-crit Bubble Beam. No, Abra is not good enough. There's no way to get it until Vermilion. And you might... I don't think you can save time using it, because it doesn't take more time to cut the bush and walk to Diglett's cave than it takes to catch an Abra. As far as I know. I could probably test that, just to make sure. If you could catch an Abra on the way to Vermilion, Delaroth, then you could use a Flash, or not Flash, what is it, Teleport, to get back to Cerulean. You just get the bike the same way you normally do in a run. You get the voucher, walk to Diglett's cave, dig out of Diglett's cave, and end up in Cerulean, because that's how dig works. Yeah, it is a shame, Swaff, because then you could teleport from Bill back to Cerulean, and you could teleport from what's his face, Surge, back to Cerulean. Continuing to use crits here with Bubble Beam to make the route extremely fast with shake animations. Crit Bubble Beams are faster than Thrashes in one shake because Thrash shakes are super slow. So, that's a thing. This Thrash Teach is extremely fast in Red Bar. It's crazy cool how fast it is. Another swap there to get Thrash up into the top slot. Casual 2850 bridge, with Misty having already been beaten. It's so fast to get that Charmander. Barely takes any time. Now, having Bubble Beam is super useful here. No, it's really not. You could get Sandshrew to do it, Swaff, actually. It is the real play on the Route 3. You can get a Route 3 at level 8 Sandshrew. I think, hold on. I'll look it up again. Yeah, you can get a level 8 Sandshrew on Route 3 that only knows one move, I think. It would only know Scratch, I think. The problem is that it might not actually be faster because of several components, but primarily just because catching something and encountering something on its own is slower than getting a Charmander. So the part where you have to catch it too is much slower than getting Charmander. So the overwrites are not that big of a deal compared to that. I think it's a level 8 shrew. Doesn't Squirtle have a ton of text? No, Swaff, you'll see how it works out. It works out really well to get Charmander. You put Surf on Nidoking anyway, and there's all the... You have to do a bunch of down presses if you teach multiple things to the same Pokemon. So you try to avoid that. Yeah, Charmander learns Strength. No, you completely skip Lapras. You just get Charmander and Pidgey. Because you can put Surf on Nidoking without losing any time. Someday, maybe. When you can hit all your YOLO fissures. When you can early Koga into early Mansion, into early Erica, into early literally everything. X-Ack on Koga. X-Ack on Lance's Gyarados. That'll work well. That'll work really well. I did remember to get this full restore for bag space. That was a good idea. That was one thing I accidentally did correct in this TAS. We have to walk through extra grass there to Manip not getting an encounter. That was a fun one too. Now this is a fun TAS strat here. Bubble Beam non-crits here are 21 frames faster than using Thrash. Because the Thrash wind-up animation is slower than using the move 3 times. Because it's a shake animation. This is an intentional damage take here. And it's a specific number we get again. That happens very often in this run. No need to mart because we don't need repels. And we need to keep the bag space so we don't sell anything. "36-minute boat entrance." Classic. Now, interesting tidbit, the Japan TAS did not understand rival movement manip, so it went up the left side here, and the rival took extra steps. It makes that mistake several places. Yeah, we do teach Thunderbolt so that we can use it for PP management and critting the Ghastlies. This is a fun fight here. I really like this fight. Manipped Thrash non-crits into Manipped Thrash crit on Sandshrew. Into Manipped non-crit on Eevee. It's to maintain red bar Captain Calves. There's specific places where you basically have to take damage, or because like you have to take extra turns, and there's also places where if you don't take damage by a certain point, you're not going to maintain red bar, and maintaining red bar is critical. So you intentionally take damage in several areas of the run just to maintain it. Casual sub-39 SSN boat. Another really fun menu there. And at this point, we've already manipped the fact that the can in Surge's gym, we actually manip it on exiting the SSN boat. The can here is perfect. And then at this point, we manip the second can. I got double Thunderbolt here, so I just took it. Like, I wasn't going to worry about intentionally manipulating Growl fails, even though they might be faster. So, we just kind of took that one. And, no, the way that the cans work is that the location of the first can is set when you enter the Vermilion map. So technically it's set way back when you exit the SSN and go onto the Vermilion map. Then the second can is set when you finish checking the first can. And it's supposed to be next to the first can, but a bunch of bad math causes it to be in random spots sometimes. Okay, we've manipulated the little girl going down so we can buffer this talk here. Not really buffer, but not at the bonk being the key. And then this is a super fun menu. Then we had to manip this 4-turn Thrash fight. That was a little bit difficult. Because we wanted none of them to critical. These are all manipped non-crits. Dat range. And of course, no need to menu because we don't need to use repel because we can manipulate all of our encounters away. I swap Bubble Beam back here because I need to be able to overwrite Bubble Beam and I don't want to overwrite Thrash yet. And it puts me one spot closer to Thunderbolt when I need to use that next, so it's a pretty good time to do the swap back. We don't take any damage again until the Gambler. We take a very specific amount of damage from the Gambler. Thrashed on Oddish clears naturally. And again on Bulbasaur. Some manipulation movement to avoid encounters. It's not so much that the problem is that it's just strictly slower than using Bubble Beam if Bubble Beam isn't going to need to critical or be super effective. Now watch this. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful. No, Storms is not faster. I have to rewrite the TAS though because I didn't. So, it's similarly timed because of the instant HP drop, but I don't think it's actually faster for English. I need to retime it to be sure, but I think it's not worth it. Yeah. Red Wave, we cause all of the Geodudes and the Graveler to kill themselves with self-destruct, and Gen 1 missed the hit. Yeah, there's a problem with Bubble Beam PP management, so doing that allows us to save the 21 frames on the Pidgeys, and I think that's actually why it's faster and not specifically anything going on with that fight itself. It is beautiful. We need Vulpix's quick attack here to hit us to exactly 12, because that lets us keep red bar perfectly, and then we crit it with Thunderbolt for a shake animation. So both of the hits there are shake animations, and Thrash has to crit stuff too, so it's not any faster to use Thrash. Then we get top elixir here, so that we can save the turn frame in the next building. See, we don't have to turn in this building. Then we have an extremely carefully orchestrated buy here. In a revised TAS, we'll only be needing to buy like 1 TM. But you can see the fast scrolls again there. The buy is so quick in TAS. And then we need to buy 1 more X speed next time we do this. And this path lets us go to floor 1 here instead of floor 5. And we get to walk out the left side. Get on the bike. Cut that bush. And it's actually faster to get on the bike and bike to the fly house here by about 5 frames. That's another double input string flow style menu. Another double input series there for the TM7 teach. And then there's double inputs again with left and right to go to Lavender. So that menu is crazy fast compared to RTA. This is where the RNG abuse starts to get really beneficial, because we don't need to use X accuracies on fights like this. This is the rock slide skip portion of the run. Those crits have to high roll too in some way, because you're lower level here. I'll probably end up getting that elixir here next time around. Maybe not. No, I won't, because I'll get the planner one still. Because I have that ether strat idea for the Giovanni gym. All the channelers are down. Got that rare candy, which ends up being actually quite useful. Helps make up that game corner experience that I was forgetting about. And now, you probably didn't see it, but I swapped up the Polka Doll in that earlier menu. So, that was a thing. And we could do that because we don't need to swap up X speeds until we bike to the Safari Zone, at which point we can swap them up before we use the Poke Flute. Can't get a red bar level up here. There's no way to get red bar back. Yeah. Sub 1 hour fruit. No, it's really not. It takes like 45 seconds. And we can get red bar back in less time than that. This is early Safari Zone, which is part of what I was talking about with being able to swap up X speeds. Yeah, and partially with wanting to do Celadon Heal to set your location. We could YOLO drill to Snorlax, but the experience isn't worth anything, I don't think. Though I could check that. It's highly unlikely it would be worth it. Take, like 4 extra seconds to get that max elixir there. I thought I was gonna have to use it for Bag Minute, but I ended up using the rare candy. So that was, that ended up being a few seconds of time loss. Gentle Mandy. Swaff, please. Swaff, please. You can't even do Gentle Mandy because you don't get the rare candies in Moon and Cerulean. Encounterless Manip here. I also like watching all the perfect biking. More encounterless Manip. Sub 1 hour HM3. First time that's ever been done. Glitchless. Now this is a fun fight. Remember how I switched Thrash around so we wouldn't accidentally overwrite it? Or not accidentally, so we intentionally wouldn't overwrite it? This is why. The second non-red bar level up we have to take. And the only two since level 10. Non-crit on Kadabra Manipped, and then into crit Manipped again on Drowsy. Using the crit text boxes and stuff to cause delays and manipulate the critical hits and non-crits. And now, it is time for us to return to Red Bar. Can anybody guess how? We intentionally don't crit the Hypno on the first turn so that it stays in green bar and doesn't cause a color change. Then we take a 105 damage critical from the Hypno, putting us to 2 health, which is perfect HP for our red bar. Then we manip X speed into X attack here. That's so fast. I love that. That looks so beautiful. That's a 103.08 Koga. Love how fast Koga's text is. I bike here because the woman trolled me. There might be a faster way to do this, but I figured I would just do the bike. We drop an item with Max Ether there, swap elixirs up, and teach Surf. Needing to drop an item so that we can get Blizzard, and then so that we can... what was I gonna say? So that we can get the secret key. I'm a web developer for a bank. We have to A-press in the middle of the ocean there to avoid an encounter. Twice. That could be improved. Love the switch times there too. The switches are so fast. Pank developer for a web. Oh, Swaff. You knee slapper. You could also theoretically fill up an item by picking up the Carbos there. But that wouldn't really work because you need to be your bag to be full by Koga. The web bank's web developer. what if the spiders had a bank of webbing, and so I was the web bank web developer? Love that menu. Oh man, the scroll. That scroll is so fast. Get the secret key there. And dig out. Get on the bike immediately to bike to Erica, since we have Blizzard now. I also used the Blizzard Teach to decim away an encounter, by the way. I liked that. This is a fun fight here, too, with Blizzards. That one doesn't even have to crit. And neither does that one. And another red bar level up. Flying to Blaine. And getting on the bike here. Get to see some frame-perfect Blaine questions. Love the Blaine text, too. Really cool clears there. Now, the Blaine fight is also cool. X speed into Manip Tail Whip Fail into Horn Drill. Into Manip Horn Drill hit. Into Manip Horn Drill hit. That level difference, though. I think that's the largest level difference in the game. The 37 versus 54. dig out there. And now we can bike to Sylph. This is one of the places where we get an advantage on the old Japan TAS because they foolishly did not center ever. So they bike out to like Cerulean and have to fly again. And they have to do that like twice. We might have to do it 3 times because they have like Game Corner to worry about. They have to do some weird stuff. No, like they, yeah, I don't remember what they do. They fly from Celadon back to Celadon during their shop, and it's like you could so much better reroute that. Ugh. Yellow Tastic. Never swaff. Not worth to redo so much of the run. That's not actually true. It can be done. It's a project to put on the list for someday. Oh, did I forget to mention that we manipulated the horn drill hit on the Arbok? Of course we did. Classical music in the background. Lol, that's funny. So we blizzard here, using our last blizzard from after the Erica fight, and our last horn drill from after the 3 we used on Blade and the one on Arbok. Then we use one of the elixirs we've swapped up into Ember Hit, which is for exactly 17 damage to 1 HP, and we surf the Ninetales. A critical, and that's the only time we have to use the move Surf in the whole run. And we needed to set up a specific series of moves coming up. We need to use 2 drills here, and we need to use drill again on the next fight. So we just Surf crit the Ninetales. I think that's the only time we use a flash move after getting rid of Horn Attack. And it's just because the PP management does not work out properly to use Horn Drill. Swaff, you're getting close there. Oh, the memes. Wait, no, I remember now. I blizzarded some of these guys. This could probably be routed better. What do I do after this? Why is this routed this way? Oh, no, I remember. I needed to save 3 horn drills for Sabrina. So I used the drills that reason. In that way for that reason. Ooh, sorry. Getting late. Yeah, I need to do some rerouting considering it, it's possible that it is worth it because of text boxes over the course of the run, but it doesn't really ever save you PP item use, as far as I can tell. Have to crit the Nidoqueen there, sadly. Notice the red bar management continuing to be really useful. Now we get to do the bike to Sabrina strat. Yeah, Swap, it's probably not worth it just because there's not really a point where you can use it to save using a different PP item. Manipped flash fail after X speed there into Horn Drill hit. Now, 118 Sabrina, but we've already beaten every other gym except Giovanni. That's good. Normal Sabrina's like 10 minutes later, but we also have to do more gyms still. This is where we had to use the rare candy hack to fix our experience, and where we would want to have a third X speed in the future instead. A third at this point. There's a fourth at this point, I think. 7 total. Have to crit the Machoke there with the Thunderbolt. And the Machop. And the Machoke. You could potentially one-hit some of those without crits with Blizzard, but it's not helpful because you need different move uses on Verdian Rival, and it causes you to need more critical hit, or either critical hits or super effective moves, so it ends up not being any better. Hi Pink Panther, how are you? X speed into guard spec manip. Now, I tried to test it, and critting with Blizzard and... Yeah, critting with Blizzard on the Rhydon is way slower than using Horn Drill for some reason. So I just used Drill. Intentionally dropping the bag slot so we can get Fissure here, since we did not get Earthquake in Sylph. We completely skipped the Earthquake room. No Carbos, no Earthquake, no nothing. Now we need to use that Strength TM on Charmander. Yeah, Fissure is for Agatha, because you can't kill Agatha without Fissure. You can't kill Agatha without a ground move, really, and because you don't do the Earthquake room, the fastest thing to do is to get Fissure. It would actually be pretty cool if we could find a way to make that viable in RTA. To skip the Earthquake room and get Fissure. I hear ya, Storms. I hear ya. So there's something I hadn't noticed yet here. When Fissure is super effective, it doesn't really cause any problems. Because it doesn't give super effective text, it still just gives you the one-hit KO text. And the red bar cancels the jingle time. So it's literally just the same thing as using Horn Drill. That must be the same thing that's going on with the Oko with Horn Drill on Rhydon. Oh, it did? I just didn't see it. Never mind. Ignore me. Ignore me. I didn't see it. Yes, it is Pink Panther. It is my TAS in its entirety. Yeah, that makes more sense now. I'm dumb. It just doesn't cause as much of a problem as it normally does because you're in red bar. Thanks, dude. I'm pretty happy with it. I got same in-game time as the Japan TAS. Which is pretty reasonable considering that I'm saving... Or, I'm skipping Game Corner and they're skipping color lag and text. But I'm pretty sure I could get it down to a 133 IGT if I rewrote the whole thing. There's probably 10 seconds of time save in different ways. Swaff, just wait. Just wait, Swaff. Trust me. Trust me, Swaff. Just wait. I menu immediately when I change rooms to kill turn frames, because I don't have to worry about buffering it. I can just do it on the first actionable frame anyway. That is Swag Boulder to avoid an encounter. It changes the RNG enough that it lets you avoid encounters. It's pretty great. Using the elixir there so that we have full PP for the Elite Four. Now we have the Boulder Push of Shame. There was going to be a second Swag Boulder here to avoid an encounter, but we ended up not needing it. And we have the classic sub 130 Elite Four entrance. And fast PC. The sub 129 Talk to Lorelei. Now, there's a very strategic series of moves being used here. I intentionally switched to using 2 fissures at the end of this fight, so that I have 3 drills left from here. Or no, sorry, 2 drills left from here. Now we can use blizzards for all of these pokes. And that's done. I'm probably doing something wrong on this fight. There's probably a faster way to do some of this. But what we do is we get X speed into Lick, non-paralyze. So we can Fissure Gengar, which is the only move we have that hits it and does enough damage. Since they have tons of special. We use our last Blizzard to kill Golbat. Back to Fissure for Haunter. Then we can drill Arbok without getting any effectiveness text on it. And back to Fissure. And now we've used up all of our PP for all of our moves. Better refill that before the next fight, right? Oh, uh-oh, I didn't reuse PP. I'm gonna have to fill it up again here. With an extremely fast scroll. Into a Hydro Pump miss, into a Horn Drill hit. Wow! I switched to fissuring these Dragonators because we want to have 4 Horn Drills for the start of the next fight. Then we manip Hyper Beam miss into Blizzard critical Aerodactyl. And a 3 and 39 Blizzard roll on the Dragonites that we don't have to crit it. Sub 135 fight start here. Oh, this is a great fight here. Instant YOLO Drill Sand Slash. I might need to retime some of this because I don't know whether the drill animation or the fissure animation is faster, and it could change some earlier move uses. Oh yeah, and so the play on the Alakazam there was X speed into Kinesis fail. No it's not, Swaff. You'll see. Yeah, I think Drill is faster. It's not exactly the same as Earthquake though. Not quite as much theatrics. And we have one. And now we just get to mash as quickly as possible. It's the only one, so yeah. Nobody's ever tasked English glitchless before. $1:34 in-game time. And that's end there. I guess we get to watch the credits. It is the slowest. It's the slowest English glitchless TAS that's ever been done. Got him, Swaff. Got him. You're not wrong. Pikachu voice. The cause of so much lag. It's such a small game. Thanks for the follow, Nick Burtis. Thanks for staying through all that. Thanks, Swaff. I'm also gonna head out.